Hey Nord Anglia, I want to give a big shout out from all of us here at MIT to everyone who's participated in the Inspired by MIT Bake Off. Honestly, everything you guys have made so far looks so good. Anyway, I hope you guys have fun in this last week of baking. I am gonna eat some bread. Mm. That was pretty good.
This week, bakers had to create something MIT themed. Some of them used an AR filter to help them decide what to bake.
Cookies it is. Right, I'm not sure how this is going to work out, but I've got my ingredients. I've poured some into this bowl and let's make some cookies.
Based upon a hack Miss Prince learnt about when she went to MIT, she's going to create a Tetris Tower cookie.
Butter's going in somehow. Just going to put it all together and hope for the best.
Sebastian, what are you doing?
I'm putting my apron on, but I don't know how to put my apron on.
I'll help you.
Okay.
Can you tell me, who is this guy?
The beaver from the MIT.
Yeah, it's a beaver from MIT. And do you remember his name?
I'm going to do a chocolate cake and then decorate it with kind of like ideas from MIT. I've already made a bit of a mess and I've already had a few trial runs at some of the decorations and had to work out a few problems, just like any good kind of engineering science project.
My mum intends to make a MIT Father's Day cake decorated with Ferrero Rochers and the phases of the moon.
MIT is one of the best schools for science and math. They are working hard to stop COVID. And I believe the scientists will find a cure for the virus. I was inspired by the book Billy the Bad Virus because it tells you about the virus and how you keep it away from yourself. I use these colors because gray is in the middle of the virus and the red bits are for the little pointy bits sticking out of it.
Blake's Stop COVID cake will be made out of chocolate and will be decorated using icing.
I got pies for the bake-off. I'm actually really excited to do this, and I'm gonna make pie. So I learned my lesson from last time, because when I actually made the pie, I forgot to boil the apples down. So since apples have water in them, the water came out while we baked them. So that was not a very pretty result on the inside, considering that there was just literally sugar water everywhere.
Having selected pies, Bennett has been given an opportunity to improve on last week's attempt and intends to make a pie using apples for filling.
So we've got a board, a wooden board, and we've got some wooden things like bridges. And we're gonna put some cakes over that, like that, and it's gonna hopefully, if we move move some to the middle and move some to the outside. Hopefully it'll balance off. Kind of like we're doing with these 2 bags of flour, is we're gonna move the thing that's holding it up depending on how heavy our cakes are.
Devon is using physics to help impress with her showstopper. Using 2 cakes as masses, she's going to balance them on a pivot.
Okay, so Mr. Aiden, I kind of just went ahead and did a lot of stuff. So I made my royal icing here, and I made 2 piping bags. And I made my buttercream here. And I have my 2 cakes, and then this one has just come out. I'm gonna cut the top of it to make it straight. So then once I do that, you just flip it. I think so, yeah. And then I'm just gonna put that down. So this one's pretty even around the edges. More even circle. Okay, so once I have that, I'm gonna put them over here. I'm gonna get a little bit of buttercream, and I'm gonna put it in the middle of it.
Nice. The bakers have now got stuck in creating their masterpieces. Sophie's going to use chocolate chips and buttons to make patterns on her biscuits.
My challenge for this bake-off is macarons. Hello. But I didn't know how to make macarons by myself. So I searched it on Google and YouTube and found out that it's quite simple. Anyways, I tried to make some for practice. It needs to flow slowly like ribbon. After checking the consistency, I put the dough into a squeeze bag and I squeezed on top of a drawing.
Renako plans on making different flavoured macarons to spell out MIT well and create her rainbow and clouds.
Team the Beaver.
And we are doing now muffins.
Yeah. Yes. My favorite part is cracking the eggs.
Is that your favorite part? Mine too.
They're so special because they use so sharp teeth to eat it.
And why they put down the trees? What they do with the trees?
They build their houses.
It means they are builders.
Yeah, like engineers.
Exactly, like engineers.
Let's start the challenge.
Let's start the challenge, I agree.
But we didn't call Mr. Jason.
Oh, would you want to call Mr. Jason?
No, that can be silly. And now vanilla.
I think I prefer using my hands. My hands are clean, I did wash them prior to doing this. This is what Mr. Reardon's got Miss Prince doing at the weekend. Making cookies. So, I'm making sugar cookies. And you will see kind of how they turned out.
And this is vanilla batter?
Yes. I can.
You're doing a great job. It's great job, buddy.
So, wow. Okay?
Of course. What a beautiful job, Sebastian.
Our cakes are just about to come out the oven, and everywhere started to get progressively messier and messier, but I just wanted to show you kind of a failure. How I designed something. I was working in chocolate, but come to the conclusion that working in chocolate is probably not a good idea. Not for a solid structure anyway, so I'm going to have to redesign that. This one's a little bit more solid, but even that, very flexible. It's just too hot. Too hot. It's just melting. So I'm going to get the cakes out the oven now.
Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm going to get my royal icing. I'm going to divide it into like in half, I guess. And I'm going to put some red in this one and some black in this one to start doing designs.
Now my cookie has been inspired by the Green Building at MIT, and I am basing my cookie on the MIT hack where they hacked the building and turned it into a giant Tetris board. So I'll be using that inspiration for my cookie.
Are you ready to fill your muffin tins?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you stop eating?
5 minutes.
Cake's cooling, and they're looking good. I'm now going to work on some of the decorations. I have to say, I've been really impressed with the cooking and the abilities of the young people that have been doing the challenges each week, because sometimes I just feel like I'm making this up as I'm going along, even though I think I've planned it. It never seems to turn out that well. So you make it look so easy, you young people, so well done. Okay, try and get as level as I can. I think that'll be okay.
Put the chocolate frosting on the chocolate cake. We will stop the virus. We will stop the virus. Write it with my letters and artwork. See, the cake isn't very big, so we'll have to do the top bit with letters and the bottom bit with letters, and then we have to put the big gray ball with the red sticks on it. A big circle for COVID. We got blue, we mixed blue, red, and white, but a little bit of white because we didn't have yellow. Red in the circle, circle, circle. Red in the circle, circle, circle. Red to illustrate the coronavirus. We only put it on the tips where it is only visible with a microscope, not your own eyes. Now we're putting dots in the middle. We finished putting the tips on the circle.
Okay, what is next?
We're putting them in the oven.
We are putting them in the oven.
Yes.
Are you happy?
Yes. I'm so excited.
Okay, let's put them in the oven.
Careful, careful, careful. Salt can make the ice colder.
Yuri's going to create a chocolate snow cake using the techniques that she used last week to create the snowflake pattern on top.
Hello, I made the macarons. Ta-da! So one of the most hard things about making them was whipping the egg whites because it was really hard and took a long time. And also they're a bit burnt on the back. After knowing how to make the macarons, I designed the picture.
This looks good.
I'm working on the cake. I've started to decorate it. It's got its chocolate and things on now, and I've started to put on some decorations around the side, and they are of the moon phases and stars. So I don't know whether this is going to work.
And what are we doing?
We're doing the beaver face.
The beaver face.
The red will be the nose, the black will be the ears.
Yeah. And what is this?
It's chocolate.
Yeah, but for their face, right?
The face. We don't want to eat the face.
Yeah, we don't want to eat it.
Yeah, but it's not done. We use all these materials, then we put on this in the face, then we'll eat all of these chocolates, then we'll eat it and it'll be all done.
So I've put the royal icing inside of some piping bags, which I made from parchment paper. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to create the MIT design. Okay, yeah.
Good.
And then I'm going to add a little circle right here. And then an eye. And then a T.
So I've managed to finish the cake, and I've used more maths in the last few hours than I have done in probably 40 years. And also a fair amount of physics. I would say it's not so much planned physics. I would say it's more experimental. Tried in various situations, but in different materials it behaves differently.
Okay, so what we have here is our 2 cakes. And we are hopefully going to be able to put them on here and balance it out. Bake the orange part. Bake the yellow. Bake the green. And the blue.
So I completely forgot to film a lot of making this cake. I did make it. It was a little bit of a disaster because I put chocolate chips in my cake batter and they stuck to the bottom, so I ended up having to make the cake stick together, and that wasn't brilliant. But then I iced it, I put chocolate frosting on, and then I have made it into something spectacular. I'm going to show you the special trick before I post the photo. So this is my cake. I've made straws sticking out of the cake, and I've used bits of chocolate, melted chocolate, to stick them up the straws. So it looks like that the M&Ms are pouring out of the packet. Here's the final cake where you can see the M&Ms pouring out, and I've just spilled a few at the bottom to give the effect. I put Kit Kats around the outside. I just need to clean the plates, it's a bit dirty, before I take my photo.
So I finished making all the macarons, and there are a lot, and it took a long time. Now I'm going to try to assemble these pieces into something like this. So this is my cake. It didn't turn out as well, but we got the words in. We went around the cake 2 stops to make it stand out. We put 1 virus in the middle. I hope my cake is delicious, and I hope we will stop the virus together. Thank you for organizing all the bake-off challenges, Miss Claire and Mr. Reardon. I hope you have a wonderful and delicious summer. Wow, you look fantastic.
So what do you think, Sebastian? What do you think?
Perfect! They look fantastic. They look fantastic. They look fantastic.
They look fantastic?
Yeah, I'll tell Sudie they're done. This is the river and the dam and the beavers. And these are the letters. These are the yummy cupcakes.
Do you love it?
Yeah, boom chakata. Ta-da!
Oh my goodness. Okay, so what do we have here? Come look. Is the center in the center?
No,
So,
that is amazing.
Alright, so explain what we've got.
So we've got 2 chocolate cakes, and we put some pearls on it. And then we have a wooden board and kind of like a bridge over here. A drizzled chocolate.
So gravity is keeping both sides even because one side is heavier, but one side is farther out.
Just a reminder for Mr. Reardon that Sunday is Father's Day. At the top there you've got pie, which I had to use to work out the circumference. That means all the way around the outside of the cake, how big the cake was, in order to get the angles right, to make sure I had equal or relatively equal spacings around the cake to put the moon phases on. Engineering, science and maths, which I believe MIT are quite well known for. I'll just see if this works now. The Ferrero Rocher work like gears or cogs and turn each other around, as you saw hopefully in the video. It's not terribly successful, and initially I did try and make those in chocolate, so you've got chocolate gears, and although it worked really well when the chocolate was solid, as soon as any heat or any wear and tear on the chocolate happened, it didn't work at all. I have my willing assistant now, so let me just see if I can get this to, so it needs to spin. Does it spin that way? So if we keep that going, let's see whether or not.
The judges will now decide who is the final bake-off winner.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the final Naisney Bake Off for 2020. This has been the absolute highlight of my quarantine life, and we're very grateful for Mr. Paul Hollywood, Jason Reardon, for setting up the Naisney Bake Off, because it's been fantastic. The things that you have created are amazing. The progress that we've seen in your baking and your presentation has also been amazing. So I'm really excited today for our showstopper episode, which is the last one.
Yeah, I'm just impressed with, I think back to when we started with the cheese straws, and I feel like people started seeing each other's creations and starting, well, I've got to do better than that, I've got to do it. And then we've just really, like, this last week, we've got some amazing, beautiful pieces of work. And so this week, what they had to do was, it could have been any kind of bake, but it basically just had to be related to MIT and maybe what MIT meant to them. So let's get started.
Let's get into it.
Right, so let's look at Izzy first. Izzy hasn't done too many bakes, but this, and is one of the, I think one of his early ones was just raw.
Yes, but it was raw because he wanted to take the photo before it cooked and expanded. So.
But then he's come out with this, and it's beautiful. It's like I think it's the MIT chapel, which is, I think it has like a water bit.
Yeah, I love it. So it is the water. You're right. The chapel has like that really cool water thing that goes around the inside and outside of the chapel. If you've been to MIT with Mr. Riddle or myself on the visit, you should have seen it. But it's a lovely bake, lovely and browned. It just looks delicious. I think it's a really good job, Izzy. Well done.
Next, we've got Sebastian, who MIT's mascot is the beaver.
Tim the beaver, yeah.
And this is Tim the beaver.
It's so clever. They are so cute and so clever, and they look delicious. The cake looks delicious. The icing looks delicious. The decoration is very inventive. I love the red nose and the beaver teeth. It's just all brilliant. I love it.
I like the pretzel sticks almost kind of surrounding it, like the trees that the beaver has
nibbled.
Kind of, yeah, nibbled. Okay, next we've got Bennett's pie pie.
I love this pie. It's so clever. I love it. It just looks really deliciously baked and crumbly. The outside is maybe a little bit overdone, but actually it's, if we think where Bennett started, his progress has been incredible. Like, I think his pie is a delicious indictment of how much progress he's made during Bake Off. So a big well done to Bennett.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with Bennett here. And I think he's just learning, and it's just really good. It's really nice to see that development. Okay, so next we've got Sophie's MIT number pattern biscuits. And these just look so colourful and so fun. But yeah, so she sent me an email.
Oh, let's see if we can figure it out, Mr. Reardon. So the yellow ones on the left-hand plate have both got
5. No, 6. I can't count. It's the end of the year.
It's the end of term. 5 on the other, but the other plate has got 5. The red one's got 5 in the middle. Hang on. Oh, look, hang on. On the left-hand plate, the red one's got 5 in the middle. On the right-hand plate, the blue one's got 5 in the middle.
Right, I'm going to get this email up.
I wonder if they both add up to a certain number. I'm going to have to get pen and paper out in a minute. Start figuring out the patterns.
Is this like one of those things that you get on Facebook where it's there's like some little differences, like a big button equals 2, a small button equals 1.
Like, spot the difference.
The MIT theme is the number of patterns that I based the colours of the biscuits on, and the number of chocolate chips used, and the number of biscuits.
Okay. So there's 4 of each colour. Hang on, let's look at the red ones then. The red one's the same because it's got, if the blue ones are worth 2. Okay, we might have to edit some of this. Well, I love the idea of number patterns, and I love spotting patterns in numbers, and they are very beautifully decorated. Lovely colours. The icing is well coloured, and the chocolate chips look delicious. So I think these are a lovely entry. I would like to taste them.
I really hope there's some kind of pattern in there that we've not quite worked out yet, and we've not just spent like 20 minutes just trying to work out.
The math teacher and the science teacher should be able to figure it out. So this will be my homework for the evening, seeing as it's the end of term, and I'm going to figure out the pattern.
Yeah, thank you, Sophie, for that. Thank you for my summer homework. Great entry, Minako.
Beautiful, yeah.
Got the macarons. I've learned the difference apparently between macaron and macaroon. Macaroon is a coconutty thing, and a macaron is like this.
I didn't know there was a difference. That's exciting. I would have called these macaroons, but these are macarons.
Apparently these are the French macaroons or macarons.
Oh.
Now, I'm pretty sure someone's going to tell me off there, but yeah, they're very well presented all the time, and she's just so
precise.
Precise is the word I'm looking for, yeah.
And it must be really hard to do the writing, like to get those letters must have been quite tricky. It's beautiful, it's beautifully presented. I love the fact that she's planned it, and it looks like they're flavoured as well. So we've got lemon, raspberry, orange.
Thank you for that, Minako. Next we've got Sophia's circuit board cake.
I love this. I love this.
It's just fun.
This is by far my favourite. I think she's really improved. And again, she's always been such a close contender. Her and Devon have always been kind of
battling it out.
She's got great competition, but this is one of my favourites from Sophia. I love the detail. I love the pattern. I love that she's thought about how to arrange different things. I think it looks beautiful. Really good job.
Yeah, well done, Sophia. I think all our bakers are going to have to look at some of Mr. Lawson's videos over the summer and do some of the training, because
I certainly do.
Because the amount of calories we consume just from this is probably a bit too high. Right, next.
The next is Blake.
Blake. He's got his Stop COVID cake.
I know, what a good message to have, especially at the end of term. That's what we want, so we can all be back together next year.
Yeah, I hope so. Trying to link the work that MIT do with how they're curing things like COVID and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So again, Blake is just one of those. I've loved having Blake in these bake-offs, because what's been really good about these bake-offs is getting to see or getting to know students that you don't normally interact with.
Yeah, especially in lower school.
And just seeing like Blake, how he's confidence has improved with presentations just over the short few weeks. It's been really good.
Yeah, and I love it. What's in the middle? Is that all icing in the middle?
Yeah, it's kind of in the it's the virus. So it's got the shape of the virus with like the spikes.
Oh wow, it looks incredible. It's very well done. And writing with icing pens is really hard too. So that's very good motor control.
Yeah, I am very impressed with Blake again. Yeah, well done, Blake. Next we've got Aya's cat. This is
so cute.
It looks so cute. I'm not too sure necessarily the link with MIT, but in terms of a cake, so it looks very visually impressive.
Yeah, it does. It looks very cute. It looks very tasty. It looks delicious. Again, I'm not sure about the MIT link, but is a brilliant presentation, and I'm sure it was enjoyed by all.
Yeah, and it's been nice having both Mai and Aya in the Bake Off again. Like joining a bit later on, but it's been really nice seeing what they come up with and some beautiful stuff like this. Eob's MIT shortbread.
Love it. I love Eob's entries. I always love Eob's entries.
He's like someone like Jamie Oliver, kind of like the naked chef. No messing around. You just get what you get, and it's like
straight up. Exactly.
You want MIT? Here's your MIT.
Yep. Very good. The bake looks a lot better. Again, I think he obviously made a lot of progress with his baking over the series. Again, I would look for a little bit more evenness and like conformity. Is that the right word between the letters? But looks delicious. I'm sure it was tasty, and I bet he and his mum enjoyed them.
Yeah, thank you, Eob, for that. Next we've got Devon's physics cake. I mean, I love this. This is like, we do this in science. This is about, this is on about like kind of turning forces. You've got a pivot in the middle, and these cakes are balancing because of how the distance they are away from that pivot.
And then the second picture where you can see it balancing, is that a fulcrum?
Yeah, so you've got like, the pivot fulcrum in the middle.
Yeah.
Well, not the middle. But yeah,
it's actually balancing.
Yeah.
Which is very cool.
Yeah, it's and having to learn that physics and kind of learning about how you've got a bigger mass or a bigger cake on one side and how it's balancing out with a smaller cake, but if you just put it further away. She also watched apparently some kind of baking video where they did some kind of fancy twirling with the chocolate.
Yeah, that's
she's tried to do that here when you've got the kind of like the nice little patterns.
Forget the science of it. Like, they look like absolutely delicious cakes, beautifully decorated. I love the chocolate work. I like that she's trying to challenge herself with new baking techniques at the same time. And then you look at the science behind it and how much effort has gone into figuring that out, and getting that to stand up is incredible.
And then we've got Yuri with her snowflake chocolate cake.
I love the little reindeer perched on the side as well. I love this technique. She does this technique beautifully. I think she did this for her, was it her pie that she did this kind of
stencil kind of like.
I love it. I think it looks delicious. I really want to know what that icing is. Like, it looks amazing.
Yeah, so I think she's talking about she put salt with ice, I think, to try and reduce the temperature. But it looked like she may have made ice cream with it.
Oh, it's an ice cream cake. Oh, cool.
Potentially. So she could have like made it. This might be wrong, and I'm sorry if I got it wrong, Yuri. But I think she kind of tried to make like at least cool down the cream to kind of like some kind of maybe ice cream consistency, maybe. And which I think maybe why it's called a snowflake chocolate cake.
Oh, very cool. Oh, I like that. That's the science link as well then.
Yeah.
I think the cake looks really nicely baked as well. The edges are telling how well it's been baked. So I think it looks like a good bake, as well as being beautifully decorated and a very cool concept with an ice cream cake.
Yeah.
That is it for our student entries. Yeah, that's what I can see on the Padlet.
End up missing someone, so I need to make sure.
Unless you've had any that you've been sent.
I think that's it. I apologise if I've missed any.
Oh, it's so hard because I think Bennett's made so much progress. I think his pie just shows so much progress from his first cheese straw entry.
I mean, to be honest, this final week has been the best and the hardest week. Sophie's Impossible Puzzle Challenge. I mean, there's just a lot of really good entries.
So, to judge these this week, we've decided that we're going to have an overall bake-off champion, and we're also going to have some runners-up prizes because we've got so many amazing entries, but also because we want to really celebrate some of the amazing bakers that we've had in the series.
So we've got our two runners-up, and even this is hard, but I think for me, I really like Sebastian with his with those fun beavers and just the creativity, the strong link to the MIT, and the beaver cupcakes.
I do, yeah. And he's two. I love that we've got someone from our twos program who's participating in Bake Off. So I love them. I think they look delicious. They're so creative, so well made. I agree, Mr. Reardon. Good choice. I think it has to be Sophia's circuit board cake.
Yeah, me too.
Sophia Marino has done an incredible job throughout Bake Off. She's had some really solid entries and missed out very, very narrowly on several occasions. And I think this is a real testament to her progress and beautiful baking skills. It's a lovely cake.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of those ones that I saw and I was like, yes, it's just improved, and I'm just like very proud and very impressed by Sophia's work. And then for the most improved,
well, I think, I'm sure do you agree, Mr. Reardon? There's a clear most improved baker who was never actually quite won, but the dedication and persistence and improvement over the series has been immense. Do you know who I'm thinking of?
I have a few ideas. I mean, I have one idea. I think it's the person who has introduced himself by, "Hi, this is Bennett."
Yes.
Every single time, every single video.
Excellent videos, excellent progress. So I think Bennett deserves most improved, and he'll have some house points for that too. Well done, Bennett.
Well done, Bennett, as well. Which then leaves us with the final winner for the Bake Off, which is incredibly hard this week.
It's always hard, but I think there is a clear overall winner for Bake Off.
I think so. This week's final Bake Off winner is Devon with her physics cake. So well done to Devon.
Agreed. I think the science behind that and inspiring women in physics is incredible. I think it's a beautiful looking cake on top of the incredible science. And I think Devon is queen of the Bake Off over the series. She has impressed us every single week.
Yeah,
so well done, Devon.
So yeah, and well done to everyone else who's entered. Thank you to everyone else who's entered as well, because it's really kind of helped. The whole point of the Bake Off was to kind of help the families kind of take up a bit of time to help entertain them. But really, actually, it's turned out it's entertained me, and me and Miss Claire. So it's kind of worked in my for me as well, kind of helping, kind of keeping me entertained each week, seeing all these beautiful entries. It's just been impressive seeing how creative they are.
It's been really amazing, and I've loved judging it. I'm so thankful that you've asked me to be a judge, Mr. Reardon, because it's been a real highlight of my week, and I've loved doing the Bake Off and being part of it.
No worries. Well, thank you for judging as well. Thank you for your interest. Your interest has been amazing. Which then takes us on to the adults and staff.
Yes, I always love this bit because I'm super competitive.
So I didn't get my cake. Like a bad student, I didn't get my cake in on time.
But you've been doing a lot of video editing for those, so kudos points for that.
So I'm disqualified automatically. So,
but your mother has.
I know, but I wanted to beat my mum.
Flown the Reardon flag.
I wanted to beat my mum. I couldn't let my mum beat me. Now automatically she's beating me because I didn't hand it in time. And yeah, let's just go on. Let's see the entries. So we've got. Should we start off with Miss Prince's entry?
Let's start off with. I love the fact that Miss Prince has entered this week. Well done, Miss Prince.
Yeah, absolutely looked like just came in out of the blue in the last week, and I'm glad she did, because she went to MIT I think a few years ago.
She did, yeah.
Some of the students. Yeah. Oh, and she was kind of saw this green building.
The building was awesome because they programmed their light to play a game of Tetris in their building. It was really, really cool. And Miss Prince has done an excellent job of creating that. I love it.
Yeah, I think it's very fun entry. I like that. And then we've got. Should we go with your anti-gravity cake?
Yes.
I like this because it's. I had to text you and say, how did you do that?
So it is very clever. I think I might have revealed my secret on my videos.
You did to me, yes, yeah. To be honest, I like this entry just on your little joke in the background on the board.
Amazing.
I feel like I've now inherited my dad's sense of humour. And so anyway,
I do like the visuals. That's the thing I enjoy most about baking is how make the decorating of it.
and you see it grabs your attention. You're like, what?
Thank you. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a good one.
And then we've got my mum's cake.
This is amazing. I'm sorry, Miss Prince, I really love your entry, but there's no way this cake can't win. It's absolutely incredible. I love it. It's so clever. Mr. Reardon, you can tell where you got your brains from. Your mum.
I know, and it's such a strong entry. And
it's so clever. Not just the cogs turning, but the phases of the moon around the outside. I just bravo. There's no.
yeah, I mean, if there's a handshake, the handshake would be I'd be shaking hand there. I saw this and I was like, she showed me the cake and I was like, oh, that's cool. It's got like flags. It's got like Ferrero Rochers, which I really like. And I was like, yeah, it looks cool. Got the moons. And then she started moving them. I was like, what? They move? And then I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I mean, do we need to discuss who's going to win this week's Bake Off as the adults and staff?
There's no way. Your mum, that is a strong entry, and there's no way anyone's beating that. There's too much going on. I'm imagining as well, knowing about your mum's recipes and what you've told me about her baking, that it probably is the most delicious cake you'll ever taste as well. So I think Mrs. Reardon definitely wins the adult entry this week.
Yeah, and also Happy Father's Day as well. It had Happy Father's Day on. So
Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Hope you're getting cake or cookies or some baked goods to celebrate.
Yeah, and sorry it's not this one because, this one is amazing. So well done to my mum. You beat me, which pains me.
Excellent job.
So well done.
Good job.
So I just want to say thank you to yourself, Miss Berry Claire. How dare you? It's been like a pleasure to present this with you. Thank you for entertaining my crazy ideas and stupid comments.
It's not a crazy idea. I've loved the idea. Thank you so much for organising. I know a lot of the families have really enjoyed doing this. So thank you, Mr. Paul Hollywood, Jason Reardon. Thank you so much. It's been brilliant. I've really enjoyed it. And kids, keep baking because this might make a comeback next year.
Thank you to Rahi as well for making that video at the start as well. I know it's a very busy time and appreciate you kind of making that break just for our school and getting involved.
And taking the time. And it's really inspirational for all our kids to see that the people at MIT are watching and appreciating what we're doing here in our school, ready for when they join the MIT students. Devon, MIT graduate, yeah?
Exactly. Can also say thank you to Miss Fig from last week for her videos about geometry, and thank you to all the other teachers that have taken part in this as well. So thank you again.
Thank you, everyone. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you, Mr. Reardon. Have a great summer. Happy Bake Off and congratulations, Devon.
Yeah, stay safe, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Be an alligator and
make a bear.
Big deal of helping.
Presenting it on a real leaf.
As you can see, these are my bread bunnies. I'm just like Mary Berry.
Myself, Catherine Berry Claire, and Mr. Paul Hollywood Reardon.
Technique is to use scissors and like snip it.
But there's a smile upon your face, and I see something shimmering in your eyes.
Mr. Boy.
No.
And they say if you want to glimpse the future, you need space. And you said you'll put down your morning guns. Would you follow me to wander? Take my hand.
But I think he just wants to make a cake and get involved. So he just.
This week while social distancing from bees, baked.
It's not easy.
When you look at me this way. I find it hard to not give in.
Stars.
Sure, there is zero waste in our kitchen, which is great for our UNICEF Sustainable Development Goals.
So the days became weeks and felt just like the night before.
And
You were slowly fading in my mind. When you left, I was so completely gone, but now I'm sure you were some of the best of things to find.
How are you doing, Drapers?
Would you follow me to wonder if you're everything that matters to me? Makes me wonder why I can't get over. When you look at me this way,
I'm looking.
I find it hard to not